My name's Neely. I am one of the Krypteia for the Agoge, and today we're going to talk about packing your gear. Typically, gear packing goes by weight and necessity. It's going to be a little bit different with cold weather gear because you're going to be wearing most of your clothing. This is the pack I would bring to an event like this. It's a 65 liter. We recommend it between 50 and 70 liters depending on your body size. So this one falls right in the middle. The very first thing that I do when packing my gear is loosen all of the straps on my backpack. This gives me the most room to pack my gear, and then I can cinch everything down really tight, really close to my body when everything's packed. I've lined my backpack with this contractor bag, so I'm packing all of my gear technically in this garbage bag inside of my backpack. This is really great for waterproofing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the foam sleeping pad. There were some questions on that. There were two different kinds of sleeping pads you could get. First is this egg crate style. This style, I would just slide right in there, push it over to one side. You can pack around it. There's plenty of room. I'm going to pack with one of these roll-up kinds because that seemed to be where the questions were. To pack with these, I roll it up kind of tight so that I can fit it in my backpack. Push it all the way down, and then I open it up. You kind of have to work at this a little bit. Give yourself as much space as you can in there. And then the more items that you pack in your backpack, the more this will kind of open up and spread out and push its way out to the sides. So, see, I still have a nice area in there to start packing in. Now, we're packing by weight and necessity. Typically, you want your heaviest items in the middle of your backpack. Why? If your heaviest items are at the bottom of your backpack, they're going to be pulling you down. They're going to be pulling down on your shoulder straps, pulling down on your waist belt, dragging on your butt. It's gonna be really uncomfortable and not efficient. If you pack your heavy items at the top, it's going to be pulling you back. Pulling back on your shoulders, back on your waistband, cutting into your stomach. You want it in the middle of your backpack, closest to your center of gravity. On the top of your pack, you want things that are necessities, things that you're going to want to be able to grab and go. This is like your spare clothing, your first aid kit if you want. Sometimes that can go in your brain. It's really up to you. It's really intuitive, whatever works for you. I'm going to start with my tarp on the bottom because I'm not really going to need my tarp unless I'm dropping my pack. At least I wouldn't. Again, you don't have to pack exactly like this. This is more of an outline for you to kind of get an idea of what works for you. Next, I'm going to put one of my dry bags with kind of my odds and ends that I'm not going to need unless I am sitting down, dropping my pack. This is my toilet paper, maybe my trowel, my emergency bivvy. That's going to go in next. Next, I want my heavier items. That's going to be food. With the exception of maybe some snacks that you want to keep accessible for yourself. I have my little camp kind of MRE type things that I have to set up, so I'm not going to be doing this on the go. I'm going to be doing this when I have time to pull it out and set it up properly. Again, these are your heavier items. You want these right in the middle of your backpack, in the middle of your back, center of gravity, so it's sitting right on your pelvis. Your pelvis and your femurs, your bottom skeletal system and muscles, that's the strongest part of your body. Next, I'm going to put another one of my dry bags with my extra clothing in it. Extra clothing is something that I want to have really accessible. In case I'm cold, I want to be able to grab it, put it on really quick. In case I get wet, something like that, I want to be able to change, get out of the cold. So that I'm putting on top. Next, I'm going to put one of my water bottles. Because it's cold weather, I want to keep my water away from the cold exposure. Another trick is that water freezes from the top down. So you want to turn your water bottle upside down. That way, if it starts to freeze, it'll freeze at the bottom, and the mouthpiece of your water bottle isn't going to get frozen and not let you drink. So I keep one of my water bottles upside down in my pack, and I'll keep my other one on my person. That way I get some body warmth. That way I'm reminded to keep drinking water. When you're cold, you often forget that you're dehydrated. You forget you're thirsty. Dehydration is still a risk in the cold weather. So I think I have everything that I want in my backpack right now. I'm going to roll up my contractor bag. I'm going to give it a knot. There you go. Next, I'm going to look at some of my smaller pieces of gear, things that could be easily lost. You know, my marker, my knife. Sometimes I'd like to keep that in my pocket. My multi-tool, I mean. Sometimes I'll keep that in my pocket. My compass, I just wear this around my neck. Same with my map. I'll keep my map in my pocket or in one of these side pockets here. That way I can always grab it. It's always accessible. My headlamp, I'm just going to wear this around my neck. It's going to be dark most of the time, guys. But your extra batteries, everything like that, small things on the gear list. I've used one of my gallon bags to waterproof it. And I'm just going to stick it up here in the top part of my pack. This is called the brain. That way I know where all of those things are. My little first aid kit here, my foot kit. You can combine these two into one bag. I'll either put that right on top of these things, again, make sure they're waterproofed, or I'll stick those in my brain as well. These are things you want accessible in case you need them. Now my pack has this little strap in the middle. I can clip here, it pulls everything in, tighten that. I'm going to tighten this down. Knowing your gear is really important too. Knowing your pack. I have had to go through at a lot of events and help people adjust their packs. It really makes a difference. I've taken my saw here and I put it right in the front of my pack. This doesn't necessarily have to be waterproof. Again, it's up to you. I want you guys to be intuitive. This is just an outline. Whatever works best for you, as long as you know where all of your gear is. That's very important. So I like mine right out here in front. You're not allowed to have things hanging off of your pack, but if you have pockets on the outside of your pack, you can go ahead and use them. Just make sure that nothing's sticking out. So again, we want to make sure everything is as cinched and streamlined as possible. This again brings the weight close to your body. That way it's not hanging off you. It's close to your body. It can sit on your pelvis. It can sit on your lower skeletal structure, which is the strongest part of your body. So I'm going to cinch down all of my straps so that they're nice and tight. So the one last thing I want to show you all is that there are straps on your backpack that can make it significantly less stressful on your body to carry a heavy pack. All right, this is a hip belt, you guys. This hip strap should be worn around your hips. I don't want to see anything down here or way up here. It should be worn on your hip bones. That way it's putting the weight on your legs. Make sure it is ridiculously uncomfortably tight. That way, look, this backpack isn't even touching my shoulders. You have these straps over here, over your shoulders, that will pull the backpack in tight, closer to you. Again, bringing that weight as close as possible to your body. Your sternum strap pulls this weight, again, closer to your body. That's the name of the game. What I like to do is sometimes parts of my body get tired. I can unbuckle this for a little while. Let the weight take on a different part of my body. I'll unbuckle my waist strap for a little while. Let some of the weight on my shoulders. It's all about knowing your gear. I think that's all I got for you. If I didn't talk about a piece of gear, I've said it once, I'm going to say it again. This is just an outline. I want you guys to use your heads, be intuitive about this. That's part of the process. Figure things out. If there are any more questions about gear, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer things, and I will see you out there, guys.